Hello everybody, welcome to Regiments. It's another cool little war game from Microprose, or Bird's Eye Games, I guess I've made it. Think a little bit like Wargame, if you've ever played that, but a little more focused. It's based on regimental combat in a Cold War gone hot scenario. There's quite a few different factions in the game right now. Well, two factions, the Eastern and Western nations, I guess. You've got the Soviet Union, you've got Eastern Germany, and then you've got the US, West Germany, United Kingdom, and Belgium, which is an interesting inclusion. The UK have just been added. I don't actually know if any of the UK units are usable in the campaign. I think they're only for skirmish. But I thought I'd run through the campaign of this game. I've only played through the first operation, which the game is set up in a variety of operations. And I've only done the first one, which I had good fun with. So I thought, let's play it, let's see what it goes. So the introduction for the game is basically June 30, first front-wide ceasefire in almost a month of bitter and chaotic fighting, a breath of respite for the mauled regiments and brigades on both sides of the former Iron Curtain. Germany, divided into East and West, was always a focal point for the global struggle between the Soviet Union and the United States, titans of their corresponding political doctrines. In a sense, it was only natural hell would loose here once more in less than 60 years. Mere 2 years ago, people on both sides of the Berlin Wall sang the same songs and chanted the same chants. Wary hopes of peaceful resolution were in the air, but I guess even Bowie couldn't stop what was coming. But we're still alive. I might as well start to organise tons of notes, records, and reports we've amassed over the past month. There's very little I can do to stop the unfolding events, but at least there's hope of understanding them. It all started with a skirmish not far from the border. So we start off with an operation called Dissonance, which happens on the 4th of June, 1989. Well, from the 3rd or the 4th of 1989. Rogue elements of the 4th MSD have carved out a nest around Eisenach and are now gathering forces. Empowered by the state of emergency, the 7th Panzer Division is tasked to root out the rebels. So we're starting off playing as a Soviet Republic, USSR unit, the 7th Panzer Grenadier, Panzer Regiment. Colonel, we've received new orders. The goal of our march west is finally clear. The good news is that the rumours about a new war were just that, rumours. So the Cold War has not gone hot yet. We are not going to cross the border into West Germany. The bad news is that the mass strikes across the country have gotten much worse. It is an open revolt now. Most of the 4th MotScutzen Division has defected from the chain of command. They took positions northwest of Erfurt, clearing out the local Stasi and party presence. The attempts to suppress this news have largely failed, and their example has swelled a lot of those with wavering loyalties. They call themselves the forces of the Free Republic of Deutschland. The situation is unacceptable and must immediately be resolved before more people fall to this insanity. The proximity to the critical section of the border presents a grave risk too. So now it's saying with the 16th. Your 16 Panzer Regiment will start the operation right away, even as the rest of our 7th Panzer Division is still stuck in traffic jams and really crowd. So even though it's the 7th Panzer Division, the game is called Regiment, we are playing as the 16th Panzer Regiment. Rally the remaining pockets of loyalist forces, defeat the mobile groups of 4 MSD, and strike right into the heart of the rebel enclave. The discipline and speed should allow you to overcome the superior numbers. So we are outnumbered, but we are better equipped. The state of emergency gives you full freedom of action, spare nothing at destroying the enemy, and we also got the gloves off. So objectives are to rally local forces, defeat the 4th MSD mobile groups, and destroy the rebel command network. The game is set into phases, so you don't just do one big battle. So there's 3 different stages to this operation. In the first stage, we're allowed 2 phases to play, and the second and third, we're allowed 3 phases. I'll show what that means. I've completed this on hard, but I'm going to leave it on medium just to make so that things flow at a decent speed. We can do some hard skirmishes and stuff if you want to see me struggle. You can ask for more time. You can ask for events to be random. I actually quite like the idea of this, but I'm going to, for the first operation for Dissonance, I'm going to leave this off. Maybe we'll put it on for reaction, etc. Bad luck means only bad stuff happens. An extra negative effect happens, which I think is quite fun. And high lethality means weapons have a chance to deal up to double damage, which could be quite nasty. So let's engage in the battle. So here's our preparation for combat. You can see we've got 3 different phases and how many victory points we need to get in each stage before we move on to the next one. So our first one is at Lauterbach. We need 100 victory points to get through this. Our starting units are we've got 6 BDRM2s. We can only deploy 1 at a time, but if they get lost, that's how many replacements we have for that unit. I actually think it's only 2 from the dots on top. I'm not sure 100%. Yeah, it's 6. It's two deployments of 4, maybe? I'm not sure. Anyway, we've got reconnaissance BDRM2s. We've got a unit of T-72 Mark 1s. 2 of those. They're quite expensive, but they're pretty good. We've got BTR 70s with riflemen in them. We've got BTR 70s riflemen with AT in them. We've got some Sannies, which are actually really, really useful because mortars in this game auto-fire. Other artillery needs to be manually aimed. Some Shilka, M24D Heinz, which are fantastic, and supply vehicles, which are also very, very good. We also come with the ability to call in artillery smoke barrages and heavy artillery barrages. Now we have 150 authority points, operational authority points that we can spend to customize our regiment before we go into battle. Our options are we could ask for more deployment points, which we'll probably be doing, because if you look at this, if I want to deploy both units of tanks and both units of riflemen, that's already going to cost us 200, 300 deployment points. We have 650. Add in the helicopters, and we're kind of out of points already. We need some of this other stuff. So we're probably going to increase our deployment points. We could ask for more tactical support, which increases the resource we use to buy smoke and artillery over time. And supplies is just, this is actually how many supplies we have for the whole combat. That's ammunition, replacement soldiers, and repairs for our tanks and things. So this is actually quite important as well. The Hinds are fantastic, but they eat supplies so quickly. If we have a pre-battle deployment phase, we could also ask for engineer support, which lets us set up mortar pits, strong points, anti-air defense situations, forward recon sections. We don't have that because we're attacking right now, but we will eventually get to the stage where we might need this. We could also ask for attachment battalions to be added into our regiment. Task forces they're called. So here we've got the option of adding the Stern Task Force. This gives us access to some T-55s. Don't know why we'd want T-55s, but if we want more tanks, we can get them, and that comes with smoke artillery as well. We can ask for the Apparat Mechanized Task Force. That gives us BMP-1s with riflemen. I think the BMP-1 is a better transport vehicle than the BR. What have we got over here? We've got BTRs. So the BTR just has a gun, but the BMP-1 has anti-tank missiles, which makes it actually doesn't, if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, it just has a 73mm gun. 3 of 3 armor. Does it have better armor than the BTR? It has better armor than the BTR, just slightly better armor. So this is more riflemen. So these are all East German units. There's also a Soviet Mechanized Task Force that comes with a BRM-1K, which I can't really see a massive difference. Someone who knows their Soviet equipment much better than me would know. Oh, there we go. It's got more durability. If you look at the durability stat, much more durability. And that comes also with BRTR 70s and riflemen. So this is just a reconnaissance unit. That's what it is. Or there's a command group which comes with the R145BM Cheka, which is a command vehicle, and command vehicles give a buff to enemies or to units around them. They're actually really, really good. And also we can call in Su-17s with napalm strikes. Now that's really nice, but that's 125 authority points. I can't afford that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to increase our deployment points by just all we've got, just so this will carry over through the whole of this little campaign. So I want to make sure we've got enough to start with. Now we need to choose our events. So to kind of simulate the push and pull of battle, there are events that will happen in each engagement. Now, these are actually different from the first time I did this, which is really, really interesting. So we've got the option of we can't repairing, refitting, retreated, or destroyed platoons will take much longer. Air tactical aids are 50% cheaper, and we get additional air tactical aid. Reduced HQ command radius, reduced SAM accuracy. This could be quite useful for the first engagement because we're not going to have any command tanks and we're not going to have any SAM sites happening, or extended operations. Phase lasts for 5 more minutes. So we're going to go for electronic warfare. There's just too much electronic warfare in the battlefield for the first engagement. And the way this plays out is it plays out in 20-minute phases. At the end of the phase, the whole battle is saved. You go back to that preparation window. You can spend some more points to heal your units, get some more units in, buy some more tactical aids, etc. And then you go back in to play out the next phase if you haven't completed your mission objective. We want to try and get this done in one phase if we can, so we can move on to phase 2, where things get more interesting. So here's our opening battlefield. It's going to be a little bit confusing because you're probably used to playing a lot of games where the good guys or the people you're playing are blue. We are actually the red team. There are 2 ways to complete this objective. One is to get 100 victory points. We will get 25 victory points per phase if we hold these 2 points here. These are all allied units that we have no control over, so these are the last defenders in the area. All of these blue sectors are controlled by our enemy. Capturing them gets us authority points we can use outside the battle to purchase new stuff. The other way to win this is to capture every point. We're not going to be able to do that in this battle because there's just so many points. We don't have the army for it. The only thing we've got starting us off, this is our deployment zone, is a unit of BTR 70s that are entrenched, which will help defend the point for us. They will not move for the whole fight. They're just going to defend there. So our mission objective here is to try and get as many authority points as possible while making sure the enemy don't overrun this area. The good news is the chances of them overrunning this are pretty slim, and we'll know pretty early if they are. It's not exceptionally well defended. It's mostly it's all riflemen. And I think the rear here means they're rear echelon. These are reservists that are defending here, but they've got a mortars and they've got a small unit of T-55 tanks. So at least they'll be able to hold long enough to get reinforcements to them. In terms of my battle plan, I'm going to make heavy use of Hinds because these things are just murder helicopters. They're so good. We're going to deploy a couple units of T-72s because I want to level them up. I'm going to take in a BDR-M2. This is a recon unit. We can use it to detect the enemy. This should be very familiar to people who have played a lot of Wargame. The Shilka we're not going to need for this engagement. I don't think the enemy have any air, or they didn't have any air when I played it on hard mode. We'll take in a Sani because mortar strikes are very, very useful. We've got 300 points left. We've got tons of points. We can deploy everything. I'm going to hold back on the riflemen just now. I'm going to unpause the game and we'll give some orders. I'm going to get my tanks to move up to here. We're going to get the BDRM2s to go to hold fire mode and just move into the forest here. And if we just check, they've got great vision from that location. Looks like we're already under attack up here, so we need to watch out for that. But the T-52 should be able to hold their entrenched and be attacked from their frontal armor. While we're waiting, I'm going to bring in some riflemen. And I want to try and set up a wide front here. We're going to bring the helicopters actually around this forest. So they can attack from the side when we do detect enemies. The BDRM2 is very important for us to detect where the enemy are. And we're going to try and just take as much territory as possible. We've got artillery firing from here. We've got artillery firing from here. And we've got artillery firing from here. So this is an important point to take to cut that artillery off. And getting Grove and Farm looked like quite good positions just in terms of the points they're worth and the fact that they're up. If you look, they are actually raised up on a hill. Okay, we detected some enemy units. We just need to make sure these guys don't take too much damage. This is actually a Shilka, so actually it was quite bad getting them too close. I'm actually going to pull them back now and get them to repair. We don't need them to take a Shilka on. So the Shilkas are automatically getting mortared and our tanks are engaging it. It's probably going to go down pretty quickly. Now we've detected enemy infantry, so I want to order my riflemen to advance. And I want to order them to get out of their vehicle. So you can see they've now gotten out and they're going to fire and move as they go. Well, I'm going to bring one of my tank units around to here and bring the other one up to here. I'll let the Sani fire out at will. It's going to be firing on these units here. These guys need to come forward. I want to bring them down the road. Now we're taking enemy... Is that artillery fire? No, there's enemy tank fire coming at us from here. So once the helicopters are back up, we're going to bring them over. It looks like our tanks are engaging over here. Let's just turn our tanks to face the enemy fire. Let's get the BDRMs to pull back because I don't want them to be fired at. I'm going to order the artillery to shoot here. Let's get these guys out of their vehicles as well. They get out pretty quickly. And they just add their fire to what's happening. We've lost a few riflemen here. That's fine. We can reinforce them. Let's get some supplies up to the front line. How is our helicopter doing? We actually lost a helicopter. I'm going to retreat it so they add a new one in. If you double tap Q, units will pop smoke and pull out of the battlefield. A little bit like Company Heroes. I'm actually going to pull these riflemen back a little bit. They're taking quite a lot of damage. We still can't see what's firing at us from here. Can you guys see these riflemen? Let's bring you here. And then turn this way. I don't think my tanks can actually see them. Okay, these ones can. But let's bring these ones here and turn this way. Artillery fire is coming in from over there. What are they shooting at? They're shooting at these. Let's bring them back. I'll bring the BDRMs back to here. So there's quite a strong point here. We've just got some riflemen well entrenched in this town. We need to try and get a flank on them pretty quickly. It's 18 seconds before we get the helicopters back. Let's stop the supply vehicle here and it will reinforce the riflemen that have taken damage here. That's one of the units wiped out, but we've lost line of sight on the second one because they've stopped firing. These are T-72 Mark 1s over here, so it's a pretty even fight between our T-72s and theirs. We'll bring the helicopters in over here and they should be able to take them out. It looks like we may have lost the other helicopter actually. Yeah, it hasn't been replaced, so we're going to have to spend money. Oh no, we've got both helicopters back, good. That yellow bar underneath is their morale. They're now panicking, which means their accuracy will be reduced. And you can see here we're now getting more riflemen being added back into this squad here. I want them to attack from the side, so they're hitting the side armor. Actually, finish off the mortars if they're still there. Oh, that's the Shilka. Damn. Pull them back. I need you to hit the Shilka. Riflemen are pushing into the city. Let's get them to move to here. These riflemen are fully reinforced. Let's get them moving into the city as well. We've detected enemy, found those enemy riflemen. Let's get our Sanis to shoot at them. We've also got our helicopters shooting at them. Our T-72s are running low on ammo. Let's bring them back to reload. I'm giving these guys reverse commands, so they're reversing with their frontal armor, so they're not getting attacked. We've just pushed this enemy off. They've been routed. So we're going to bring our BTR-70s up to here. I don't know if they've got line of sight on the T-72s from here. They may just, and they can capture the zone while they're in there. These ones are moving faster because the infantry are inside the vehicle. And they get in and out really quickly. It's actually, they've got good drill. Once these guys are rearmed, we'll swap them. Our AT BTR riflemen are attacking the tanks at the moment. Oh, we've got artillery coming in. It's on our Sani again. Let's actually get them right back to repair here. The helicopters have 54% ammo left, and the Shilkas are down, so let's bring them up. So I'm just getting the infantry to get out of the vehicle, so as soon as they're in range, they're going to engage the T-72s with small arms. These T-72s are ready. Let's bring them up. Veterancy is a really important mechanic in this game, so maintaining unit, keeping them alive. Okay, the T-72s have retreated. Let's bring the helicopters back to rearm. And I'm actually going to bring the supply vehicles up to here. And we're going to move to take Charlie next. Once we've taken Charlie and Hill 90, I'm going to consolidate and move up to take Grove. So we just want to make sure we're maybe going to keep this BR-70 unit here, which is good line of sight, to hold anything coming down the hill. I'm not sure what they're shooting at. I think the sort of retreating unit they were firing at. Let's get these guys to get back in their vehicle, and I'm going to order them to move to here. We'll get the T-72s to set up just outside the town here. And I'm going to get the supply vehicles to set up in the town there. The mortars should be ready to come back to the front line. Yep, they're just fully reinforced. So I'm going to put them back behind this forest here. We're taking fire from the back of the zone. Let's get the infantry out of the vehicles. And how are our helicopters doing? They're back to full ammo. Let's bring them in and attack the BTRs here. I'll see if the BDRMs can add in some fire. You can go really glow down on and watch combat. I know I haven't called any artillery in yet. I'm holding that for later in the battle. Oh, that's the Hinds firing. So we found some reservists as well. Let's bring this unit of tanks. They're all firing. If I reverse these guys a little bit more. How are they doing? Are we lost in a unit? We've lost one T-72. I'm not going to retreat them yet. There's a lot of anti-tank fire happening here. Let's bring these guys back. And let's bring you back as well. Let's actually get our artillery strike on these guys. We're taking a lot of artillery fire from up here. Let's bring everybody back out of that. I think we might be worth retreating this T-72 group and bringing them back in once they've repaired. Artillery strike is firing now. Where's our Sanis? Let's get them, make sure they're firing here too. This unit here is panicking and retreating. And these guys are out of ammo. And this is what I mean about the Hinds. They run out of ammo so quickly. If you watch, this is our supplies down here. This is how many supplies we have available. This is how many deployment points we have available. I could deploy my Shilka if I wanted to. I'm not going to. Okay, that's everything retreated from here. What I'm going to do is once these BTR-7... Oh, we've got an enemy attack coming in from the north. Let's deploy ready for that. I'm going to bring these guys over and just capture this point so it's done. Sani, I need you to fire on what's coming in. And once the Hinds are ready, and also once our T-72s are ready, we'll bring them back in. 34% ammo. Overshot there with the artillery, sadly. Yeah, they've got line of sight on them. The T-72s have got a nice side attack on these BDRs. They're going to get ripped to pieces. Oh, they just deployed their infantry. Oh, there's something... I'm not paying attention, and our unit here has been suppressed. Let's get them out. I'm trying to do too many things at once. Let's get these guys up in the air. Bring them to here. We're also going to deploy our T-72s to these trees. Okay. That unit is retreating. We've got anti-tank fire coming down on our tanks here. But it's not very accurate. That's artillery fire on nothing. Let's just move the supply trucks a little bit. Let's get these guys to stop firing as well. Hit the reservists. What is attacking us here? I'm just going to bring the recon vehicle up here to see if we can spot what is hitting us when we're trying to hit Charlie. It's probably units at Hill 90. We need to do something about this artillery as well. It is causing me a lot of problems. We should have our riflemen back soon. These guys are getting ripped to pieces now that the Hinds have engaged them. The Hinds will use whatever weapon is most appropriate to their range, so right now they're using all of their ammunition to fire infrared rockets, but if you bring them in closer, they will fire their machine guns and their unguided rockets. I want to bring them back to rearm. Let's get another BTR up and running. Because I would like to take Charlie. We've got 10 minutes left in this phase. These T-72s will get back to full health once they finish resupplying. These ones here I want to bring up to this forest. What you really want to do is try and get as many flanks as possible in combat. So I want to bring these T-72s up and eventually get them to come up behind Grove while I attack at the front with something else. BDRM is coming up around. Let's just hold fire on so they don't get spotted. These guys aren't quite in the resupply zone, but I want to move them. Leaving units stationary means they entrench. You can see our riflemen have dug in here, and I don't want to move them in case we lose that entrenchment, so I'm going to bring the supply units to them. And you can see that some of our units are starting to get veterancy. These guys are experienced now. I'm not sure if we can tell the stat difference. You also see they've got durability, so their front armor no longer goes as high as it used to, and the turret armor no longer goes as high as it used to, because they've taken a lot of fire. Oh, that's not good. There's an enemy unit sitting in the trees here. That could be a recon unit. What is it? It's a tank unit. That's T-72s. This is a counterattack. Let's pull back our T-72s. We might need to retreat them. A little bit out of the way there. BDRM says no enemies spotted. Let's bring him here and see what he can see from here. Let's get an artillery barrage on what's going on over here. We haven't lost any tanks, so if we bring them into supply range, they will repair. Okay, that was overkill. We've retreated that unit. That was a nasty thing to find, though. There's something else shooting at them from here, actually. Yeah, there's something in the woods back. No, they were shooting the retreating units. Okay. This artillery here is also causing me some problems. I don't have the ability to reach out across the map yet and do something about it, apart from calling in artillery barrages. Let's actually see if we can counter barrage up here. We'll have to move forward to do it. Right, we've managed to capture Charlie, or we are capturing Charlie. I don't know if we can actually see... Yeah, we can see into the woods from here with the BDRM, so let's see if we can spot what's happening. I might just try and explore a little bit with our Hinds and see if we can spot the artillery. There we go, we've got enemy riflemen here. That's what attacked the unit that came into Charlie last time. Just get ready to pull these back guys out as soon as they detect any enemies. Oh. That's riflemen, that's not what we're interested in. There's the artillery.
Zone capture.
Oh, they're taking manpad fire. Let's pull them out. You get them out before the manpads reload. Okay, so we know what's up there. It's just 2 units. Let's just get them back to repair. What I'm going to do is deploy these guys and attack here, and we'll get the mortar to aid them. And then I'm going to start moving our T-72s up. I'd like to try and get Grove and Hill 90 this phase if we can. And we'll kind of steamroll from there. What I could also do is once the artillery hits, I'll open up with the BDRM2 as well. And we should be able to suppress them pretty quickly. Just waiting for them to get a new firing solution. They're firing now. And now that they are getting suppressed, not happening yet, we'll open up with a BDRM. They're being a bit funny about firing right now. They're firing now, I think. Sometimes units don't look like they're firing. Yeah, oh, there's a tank, the T-72 tank unit there. Let's fade away. They won't be able to see us when they pull back into the forest a bit further. So we've wiped out this unit here. We're firing on this BTR-70. This is a fire support team, which means they have a lot of anti-tank, which could cause us a problem. Let's get the Stanny up where it can reload. Let's bring the riflemen back where they can repair. What are the tanks shooting at? Doesn't look like the tanks are engaging anything. Can they fire at this? They reached the edge of there where I told them to attack move to. Could get the old helicopters engaged in this as well. It should move faster if you get the infantry into the vehicles. No, stay here, guys. They've killed. It looks like we've wiped out the riflemen, but those tanks are still here. Once these riflemen are reinforced, we've lost one of the vehicles. We'll push them out again. Yeah, there's the T-72s. We're not going to win that fight, but we can actually maybe get the Hinds to help out here. Because I think the tanks are dealing with everything up here fine. We've lost no tanks yet. Let's see if we can get them to deal with these riflemen, and then we'll pull them out. They're attacking very close. There's only 6 men left in that platoon. I want the Stanley to shoot at these. Yeah, they are good. Let's get them suppressed. Let's get an artillery barrage on them as well. Let's get these guys to retreat so they can repair and rearm. So it's just East Germany versus East Germany right now. The Cold War has not kicked off yet. They're out of ammo. If units are out of ammo, they can still attack with some weapons, but their primary weapons are always unusable. And that's the T-72s dealt with. We should now be able to move these guys, these guys over to this location. Get them to attack move though, just in case they run into something. Let's get our tanks to fall back and rearm, because they're taking a lot of fire. Looks like we've cleared up most of this, which means we should be able to move forward with our riflemen to take the territory sector. So we've still found these riflemen are still here. So let's get the, make sure our... We've lost a lot of mortar vehicles actually, which is a bit frustrating. They've taken some counter battery fire. We could drop smoke to cover our advance, but I don't actually really want to do that. They've just retreated. I wonder if it's because they're outnumbered. Our helicopters are rearming. Our riflemen here are moving forward, and our tanks here are resupplying, which is good. Artillery does take up a lot of supply, which can be a problem. We've got something back here. That's the artillery. I'm quite happy with that. Let's just deploy our infantry, and let's actually just move them up so they're capturing the zone while they're attacking. The artillery... This is not artillery. This is riflemen. Let's get a strike on these riflemen. There's only 4 of them left in the squad. And we're now capturing Hill 90, which is an important strategic location. I really would love to get farm in this phase, but I don't think we're going to get there. How are our tanks doing? Tanks are ready to move. Let's bring them up to the front. What are our Sani doing? Do they not have the range to engage the riflemen? They do. Our supply unit is empty. Let's get it back to base to repair and rearm, and let's bring our helicopters up. They're low on ammo. Okay. We'll just drive them back then. By the time the supply unit gets here, it's not going to take too long. Alright, looks like we've got the hill. Taking artillery fire as we move in. Let's make sure our infantry are in the vehicles. What I might do is push the T-72s on to farm while the BTR captures this point. 3 minutes left in the phase.
Zone captured.
We've managed to capture Hill 90. That's excellent. I'm going to get my riflemen to dig in over there. Facing is very important. Taking a lot of artillery on Grove. That's off-map artillery as well. But we're not where they think we are. This T-72 unit has hit max veterancy, the 2 chevrons with the dot. Oh, we found enemies. You can see them. The Hinds are firing unguided rockets as well as missiles at this target. We might be able to take farm here. There's not many riflemen left in these squads. We're attacking them from too close. These guys are still pulling and pushing back. Just because I know what's coming in the next sector, I'm going to bring a Shilka up. That's Grove captured, which is excellent. If I can take farm, we'll have tons of points for our next phase. Yeah, flank on the riflemen. We need to get the Hinds back to supply. Here's where we're reaching a bit of a problem. We've run out of supplies, so we can't actually refill the ammo on our units anymore. Okay, that unit has been dealt with. We now found another unit of riflemen. We'll attack one from the front, one from the side. We might as well bring our BTRs up as well. So you can see from the way they're dug in, their frontal armor is facing our other tank. These ones are coming in on the side, but they should get some really good hits on them. And we managed to avoid an artillery barrage. Another thing, reason I'm holding on to these points is artillery actually gets... You keep your artillery points between phases. So if I keep these points, when I unlock the SU-24, I'll be able to use it. I'll have more points to use in the next phase. We're attacking from basically spitting distance, I know. Are you guys in your vehicles? Get out of your vehicles. Two riflemen left. The green number is how many infantry are in the squad. Almost done. One rifleman left. They'll probably retreat when they run out of troops, even if their vehicles are still alive. That's it. They're pulling out. Okay, let's capture this point. This will give us an excellent location to control the battlefield from next time. The enemy have not managed to push into either of the points we need to hold. So next time we'll only have to take facility, NASA, and clearing in order to win the battle outright. Getting 75 points will be fantastic for later on in this mission. Let's order these guys out of here just because they will end up where they are with full armor and ammo at the next phase. So I don't have to pull them in from the start anymore. Everyone will get fully repaired and rearmed for the next phase. We'll just make sure we got farm captured before the timer runs out. And yeah, that is our first phase of the first operation in Regiments. I think it's really interesting. I like the sort of mid-scale combat in poses. You're looking after your forces, you're trying to get veterancy on them, and you slowly build the size of your force as you go through an operation, and then you move on to something new and use a new faction. So the second faction you're playing as West Germany against East Germany, which is very interesting because you've got Western equipment versus Eastern equipment. This is obviously all Eastern equipment for the Cold War. And we've got 18 seconds left, and we have captured farm, which is amazing. 10 seconds left. I think we've got it. So we're not looking to win everything all at once. We're looking to win in stages. And that's it. And we can see here a breakdown. We lost 19 units. Blue lost 99 units. We have 52 wounded. They have 310 wounded. We have missing 5, losing 16. So the total there is 76 casualties to 425. We lost 7 vehicles. They lost 41. We lost 1 helicopter. That was really bad of me to do that. I should have pretty much done that cleanly. One of our T-72s killed 2 BMP-1s, 2 BTR-70s, 1 BTR-152, 1 Strela, 1 BMP-1. Usually the Hind usually racks up tons of kills. It got 5 BTR-152s, 1 T-72 M1, 1 T-72M, and 1 BRDR-M2. And you can see a breakdown here of like every engagement that happened, like every combat that happened. But I quite like looking at the who got the most kills in your team. That's pretty cool. And if we close out of this, we then get the option to retries or go to the next phase. And if we go into the next phase, we come back to this menu here where I can now spend the operational authority points that we picked up in that battle on new stuff here. So I can spend to reinforce our units because the dots are how many times if they die completely, you can bring them back. And I think it also affects how many units come in. So for instance, we've got 3 Hinds left. So if we were to lose another Hind, that would drop to 2, etc. We could also, again, add in any of these task forces, or we could increase our points down here. But that is all for next time. For now, let me know if you want to see more of this. I quite enjoy the game, and I think 20 minutes per phase makes for like, I can churn out a few of these videos and have fun with it. Or I could do a whole operation in a video, but that would take a lot longer. But let me know what you think. For now, have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao for now.